Today I have this 2011 Volkswagen GTI. As you can see, dashboard's looking a little bit like a Christmas tree. So here are the codes we got. We have an ABS wheel speed sensor, a tire pressure warning, and another ECU tire pressure monitoring. So first thing I'm gonna do whenever I look at this is it's indirect TPMS system. So it uses the wheel speed sensors to work the uses the wheel speed sensors in order to work the tire pressure monitor system. So what I'm going to do is, it's an intermittent fault. I'm going to go down to data menu, down to data. If you have any kind of scan tool at all, you can pull up the 4 wheel speed sensors, and then I'm just going to go ahead and drive it down the road. Most decent scan tools will tell you this application I'm using a snap-on scan tool. It doesn't have to be that. You can use pretty much any. Sorry, super hard to drive a stick, record, and look at a scan tool at the same time. But we're making it work. So if you look at that left rear wheel speed sensor, you can see that it's acting a little differently than the other 3 sensors. So obviously there's a fault with it. It is reading. So I don't think it's a tire pressure, or sorry, I don't think it's a sensor issue. I think it's a bearing issue. I think the ring is damaged. And as it goes around, it's misreading because the wheel speed sensor ring is damaged. So again, you can see it just keeps dropping off every so often. Here we are back at the left rear wheel. Kind of can't see the reluctor ring on this setup without pulling the caliper and the rotor, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull that. Looking at that waveform, I'm 95% sure that it is the wheel bearing itself that's bad. So we'll pop that off, we'll look at that reluctor ring, we'll see if it's damaged or anything crazy like that. But if it was the wheel speed sensor, it would most likely not pick up any signal at all, or it would be super intermittent, or it would just pick up like a little blip every once in a while. In that case, you want to check the resistance on the wheel speed sensor, check that it's within spec. And if you have that situation, it's most likely a wheel speed sensor. If you have a damaged reluctor ring, you'll get weird waveform jumping up and down like you saw. The whatever wheel will just read different than the others or bounce around every once in a while. So let's get this off, we'll see what it looks like. Now we got the caliper off, rotor off. Back here, these 2 bolts, they are triple square 14 millimeters. And if you don't need to replace pads because they're new, you can just pull the whole caliper off, lay it to the side. If you look at that wheel bearing, lo and behold, what do we have here? Right there, a big chunk of the magnet is actually missing. So you can see all the little magnet pieces, little crack there. And then you get back to this section and it's missing. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's our culprit for the wheel bearing. You also feel it feels kind of rough spinning. So we're gonna pop this cap off and pull this wheel bearing off. I'll show you how to do that next, it's pretty easy. Got the cap off, just use a flathead like I said and just chisel your way in there, or a chisel and chisel your way in there, pop it out. Under here we have a 18 millimeter triple square again. Put that on there and loosen that up. And I got this bolt all the way loose, just so you how easy this literally comes off in case you're worried about it. Oh, it's gonna make a fool out of me. Come on. There we go. Just 2 hands wiggle it off. I swear I've never done one this hard. There we go. And as you can see, that bearing race, or not bearing race, the ABS ring is destroyed. So this is a move bearing. We're gonna go ahead and replace it with 32 millimeter. Everyone I've ever used is a 32. Or I'm sorry, a 30. What the hell one did I get? I'll leave it below, but it's always the smaller one that is the right size. And I guess it's a 30, but I'll put it below on a comment if I'm wrong. But yeah, smaller bearing of the two. It's always the one that fits for some reason on the GTIs, at least the Mark 6 I've done a couple years. All right, so we got it all back together. You can go ahead and look and see. No more drop off, no more jagged waveform. They're all very similar. Obviously, they're gonna read slightly different going around turns and stuff like that. But no more jagged, weird drop off, anything weird like that sort. So yeah, went ahead and replaced that and got the light out. So that's how you go ahead and diagnose a wheel speed sensor for pretty much any car. You just look at the wheel speeds, compare them. If you have 0 mile an hour, I would really lean towards checking the sensor's resistance. And if you have jagged waveform like that, I'd take a look at the wheel bearing and see if the reluctor ring is damaged, like it was in my case. So if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and ask down below. And that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this one. Thanks, bye.